CR4098A, State of Texas versus Brianna Renee Mitchell. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Brittany Sparks.
Defense?
The attorney record Monica Guerrero. I'm covering for Ms. Guerrero. Joseph Stateson. Ms. Mitchell, would you give this judge permission for me to do a plea in case of Monica Guerrero?
That's fine.
All right, I'm gonna need you to speak up, okay?
Yes.
All right, are you Brianna Mitchell?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm showing you what's entitled motion to revoke community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Are you the same Brianna Renee Mitchell who was placed on community supervision in 2020 CR 4098A for the offense of manslaughter on December 10th, 2021 for a term of 10 years? Is that you?
Yes.
All right, state.
Yes, Judge, violated condition number 1 on or about the 8th day of September 2022 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Brianna Renee Mitchell, committed the offense of possession of controlled substance, penalty group 1, in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True. Violated condition number 1 on or about the 8th day of September 2022 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Brianna Renee Mitchell, committed the offense of fail to ID fugitive intent to give false information in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True. Violated condition number 1 on or about the 8th day of September 2022 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Brianna Renee Mitchell, committed the offense of evade arrest or detention in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True. We'll waive the other violations.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
None.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to violations 1, 1, and 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $1,500 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violations 1, 1, and 1?
Yes.
The court will find 1, 1, and 1 true. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Judge, we're asking that you grant the motion, revoke her probation, and sentence her to 10 years in TDC. In addition, Judge, we'll be taking into consideration cause numbers 2022 CR 10345B, County Court cause number 692652, County Court cause number 692653.
Is that the agreement, defense?
It is, Your Honor, and I believe I may have made a clerical typo on the certificate of appeal. I may have put the case in the TIC instead of the NPR with my
Yes. Yeah, I'll correct that. Is there any objections to the court correcting that with the proper cause number?
No. And if I may put something else in the record, Your Honor?
Yes.
This offense was created during a time where Ms. Mitchell was on federal release, supervised release. She has federal back time, and post the offense, she did time in federal prison. I have some dates if I could put those on the record.
Yes.
She was in custody in federal prison or federal custody on April 18, 2016, where she was sentenced November 17, 2016. And she was not released until April 3rd, 2020. When she was released April 3rd, 2020, it was supervised release. And there was a revocation hearing. And she has federal custody time from February 18th, 2022 to April 13th, 2022. And we ask that she be given credit for federal time in addition to the Bexar County time.
So you're asking for credit from April 18, 2016 to April 13, 2020?
We are, and I did explain to my client that is prior to the offense date, but she was still in custody post that also, and that it's the court's discretion to award time.
So with regards to the dates from April 18, 2016 to April 13, 2020, was this case open on a motion to revoke or no?
I don't believe it was on a motion to revoke.
All right, was this case pending?
I can expect 1 moment, Your Honor.
Okay, so that's what I want to know about that. But with regards to the February 18 to 2020, February 18, 2022 to April 13, 2022, this was pending, correct?
Yes.
All right, so she will definitely receive credit for those dates. I just need to check on the April 18th date. Well, it appears, Ms. Sparks,
Yes, Judge.
on this case, I'm being informed by the clerk that this case was actually on the system January 2nd, 2016.
Yes, Judge, that's what our computer shows.
Okay, so we can go back on the record for now. So are you asking the court to follow this agreement?
Yes.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then the court is finding 1 and 1 true. The court will follow your agreement, revoke, sentence you to 10 years in the prison, take in consideration 2022 CR 10345B, County Court Cause number 692-652, 692-653, give you credit for any time served, and the court will give you the credit served in federal custody from April 18, 2016 to April 3rd, 2020, and February 18th, 2022 to April 13th, 2022. Is there anything else from either side with regards to sentencing?
No, Judge.
Nothing from defense.
All right. For some reason, there's no affirmative finding on this of a
On the
deadly
original?
weapon. Yes. Let me see something, just one moment. I don't know what the underlying facts of this case were. Just give me 1 second. I'm assuming a weapon was involved, be it a vehicle or something else. All right, yeah, it's involved a gun.
It appears that my client appears that it was with the co-defendant who had a gun. Her client didn't have a gun. But that was not negotiated with the district attorney's office with Marcus prior to this.
All right, because it, I mean, according to the, and I know this is before your time, Mr. Statesman, but according to the indictment, it says that Brianna Mitchell did recklessly cause the death of an individual, namely, the complainant by discharging a deadly weapon. So this is pre this attorney, Ms. Mitchell, but that's what's in the paperwork. So there's going to be an affirmative finding. So there's an affirmative finding of a deadly weapon. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck. We can go off the record. I saw in this case where parenting classes were ordered for you. So here's the thing. Someone else is taking care of your children or your child. When you are released from prison, and at some point you will be, do not go up to the house acting as though, here I am, let me put my rules in place and disregard whatever rules have been set for your children. You understand? You're going to have to humble yourself. All right, good luck to you. Or as people say, catch a case. Questions 1 and 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to life in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Court will find 1 and 1. Showing you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Are you the same Keisha Smith who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2020 CR 9874B for the offense of aggravated robbery on February 25th, 2021 for a period of 5 years? Is that you? State?
Violated condition number 1, on or about the 30th day of September 2022 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Keisha Smith committed the offense of possession of a controlled substance in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead, true or not true?
Violated condition number 1, on or about the 30th day of September 2022 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Keisha Smith committed the offense of theft in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that, true or not true?
We've waived the remaining conditions.
Any objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
Questions 1 and 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to life in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of conditions 1 and 1? Court will find 1 and 1 true. Is there an agreement?
There's not, Judge.
All right, state what are you requesting?
Judge, in this particular case, the recommendation of probation was state ISF. However, in conferring with the defense, she doesn't believe she wants to wait in custody for state ISF. So I think in this particular situation, she's on for a very serious violent felony, and she's picked up new felonies now. At this point, if she's not willing to go get that treatment and she doesn't want to wait in court or wait in jail until she can go to state ISF, then we believe the only remedy that we have would be for her to go to prison, for her to be revoked and sentenced to 5 years tease.
Defense.
And Judge, she is willing to do state ISF. The only issue is she doesn't want to wait 5 months in custody because of the backlog. There are several defendants that have been told it's a 6-week wait. Don't worry about it. It'll be, over before you know it. And they sit months and months and months waiting for a death. I've talked to the state. My client would be willing to report weekly if she needed to while she's waiting for a bed. She wants the treatment. I will call my client just to,
No, I mean, I'll take your profit. If you want to call your client, you can. But the issue the court is having is that she's picked up 2 new felonies. And now people, are complaining about the wait.
Absolutely, Judge. And if I may I call her?
Yes.
Ma'am, could you state your
You
name?
can raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? You can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Ms. Smith, do you realize how serious the case you're on probation for is?
I do.
Do you understand that, as the judge explained, when you're on probation for this type of case, if you're on deferred adjudication, you're subject to a full range of punishment for this kind of case?
Pay attention to this conversation. The judge isn't just asking questions, she's trying to figure out whether this defendant truly wants to change or is simply saying what the court wants to hear.
And yet, somehow, some way, you've been arrested for shoplifting. Is that correct? And it's been twice that this has happened. And one of the times you were arrested, you were in possession of some drugs. And why are you out shoplifting?
Basically, I've been on this probation for 2 years, and I wasn't using it. I had a fallout with my parents, and I didn't have anyone to say. So when the only people that I knew was previous times. And when I relapsed and got back on drugs, which is the case, these cases all happened within a certain amount of time, and those were the times that I was using it. Prior to that, I was typically fine if I was just be able to do like a sober living or get some type of support where I can't stay off of drugs. I know that I can be successful.
And let me ask you a question. How old are you right now?
I'm 35.
And at any point did you have a career?
Yeah, I do. I worked for a Wells Fargo Bank for 7 years before using them. I worked for a pharmaceutical company, CVS. I'm currently in college for cosmetology and both, which can be confirmed through my probation, which is another reason why it's not that I don't feel like I deserve to wait. I understand that's better than going to prison waiting for the bed for ISF because I do want the help, but I just really wanted to get back to school. And I know I should have thought about that before, but again, my mind wasn't where it should have been.
Okay, and let me ask you this. Have you tried looking for work while you've been on probation?
I was working on looking.
Okay, have you encountered problems because of your felony probation?
Yes. The type of work that I'm used to is, like I said, banking or when I tried to get back into the game because of my record is like dishonest. Like I get the job and then once the background comes, it's a little bit discouraging.
And You're on deferred adjudication probation. Do you understand that if you successfully complete it, you would not be convicted of the aggravated robbery? Do you understand that? And you understand that you could seek to seal your record. It would be an option that would be available to you.
Yes.
And has that been part of your long-term plan to be a productive member of society, to get back to some normalcy?
Absolutely.
And do you have a drug problem? And are you trying to address that problem? You need to speak up, I'm sorry.
Yes.
And are you trying to address that problem?
Yeah.
And are you willing to go inpatient like state ISF?
Yeah.
Are you willing to do outpatient or NA meetings, AA meetings, that sort of thing?
Yeah.
And are you asking this court to consider that if she gives you a chance to continue on probation, are you willing to do whatever the court requires?
Yes. And yeah, add something. I also, what I've learned from relapsing is I was naive into thinking, oh, well, that was just a moment in my life. You know, that's not me. I'm not a drug addict, or it was just a phase. But after relapsing, now I know, and I do take into consideration how serious addiction is, and that it is not something to take lightly. It's not ever going to be just a weekend party thing for me, or it's a lifelong battle that I'm going to have to do. So I do take it seriously. That's just something I have to learn from relapse.
And if the court wants you to do zero tolerance or to go to state ISF, will you take it seriously? Is there any point in you going?
Yeah, absolutely.
And all of this happened. Were you married at some point?
I am.
Okay. Are you still in that marriage?
I am, but we've been separated from you.
Okay. Why did you get divorced?
Infidelity on his part and abuse.
Okay. Are we talking about domestic violence? When you first got arrested for aggravated robbery, were you in a relationship with a gentleman that was involved in that?
Yes.
And was there domestic violence in that situation?
Yes.
Did he shoot you in the back of the head?
Yes.
Is this an issue you've been dealing with?
Yes.
Have you been in a relationship with a gentleman that was involved in the Walmart incident? Was there anybody there that was involved in that?
Yes.
And is that a different person?
Yes.
So we're talking at least 3 people that you've been in a dating relationship that maybe haven't been the healthiest choice for you. And are you willing to keep counseling or do what it takes to not continue this repetitive cycle of self-destruction?
Yes.
Are you asking the judge to continue you on probation, extend you at additional conditions, whatever she feels is appropriate, if she decides to do that? Thank you. I have no further questions.
Just very briefly, Judge. Ms. Smith, you were placed on deferred for an offense involving theft, correct?
Yes.
And now you're back before the same judge because you committed a theft again, correct?
Yes.
Where the probation officer on their report wrote that you had stopped working. Is that true?
I stopped working because they gave me permission to go to school full time.
But where were you previously working?
CVS, Caremark pharmacist.
What is Heart at Home Senior Care?
Oh, yes, I go part-time job there.
And what did you do there?
Take care of elderly people, getting their house clean, their clothes washed. But that didn't last long because my background came back.
And for good reason, right? We don't want people who have theft offenses caring for people like that, correct?
I've never stolen from a person. I do have a good heart. I want to steal from people.
You were part of an offense where y'all stole from someone who was in a parking booth, correct? At gunpoint?
Yeah.
The aggravated robbery. Who was the robbery of?
A flower shop?
Okay. But were robbing someone for their property, correct?
Yes,
And you did commit a robbery in this shoplifting case, correct? Or I'm sorry, a theft in the shoplifting case, correct?
yes,
I'll pass it on.
Were you using drugs at any point during the shoplifting incidents?
yes.
Why were you shoplifting?
Um,
All right, so what altercation did you get into with your mom?
My mom is very disappointed in the decisions that I made.
No, that's not my question. My question is, why did you get into an altercation with your mother?
Because she wanted me to stay home and I needed to go, fill out the information for school, and she didn't want me to go on that day. She lived far out where there's no bus line. So I needed her to drive me there, and she was on her way to work.
All right, so here's your choice. People cannot write their own programs. If people could write their own programs, we wouldn't be here because everybody would be doing fabulously. Everybody would write their own program. They wouldn't be using drugs. They wouldn't continue to use drugs. They wouldn't continue to use drugs and pick up cases. Or as people say, catch a case. That wouldn't happen. You have. So here's your choice. You can either remain at the Bexar County Jail and go to ISF, Cognitive and Substantive Abuse Track, or you can go to prison for 5 years. Those are your choices. Which do you choose? I'm not in charge of you for 2, for 1 or not, but this tells me where her mind is.
No.
No, I mean, it does tell me where your mind is. So, do you want the 5 years in prison or do you want ISF? Yes or no? I'll deny the motion and alter and amend conditions to include ISF, Cognitive and Substantive Track, and probation. She is not allowed, and I want you to hear me when I say this, and I want you to internalize this. I don't allow people who are on probation out of this court to ever, and people say you should never say never or ever, but in this court, you are never, ever allowed to have employment as a home healthcare provider or any jobs that involve minors. Do you understand? And I don't know why CVS Pharmacy would allow you to be working for them when you have a drug issue. You shouldn't be working around anything that has to do with medications when you have a drug issue. You shouldn't be allowed to be working around any place that has anything to do with medications or drugs when you have a drug issue. So it's going to be ISF, Cognitive Substantive Track. She's to remain in custody until transferred. No employment as a home healthcare provider or with minors. Is there anything else from either side?
No, you're.
All right, thank you.
And that's how this hearing comes to an end. The judge chose accountability with one final opportunity instead of immediate prison, but the conditions became much stricter. Do you think justice was served, or would you have made a different decision?